What's good, family? How we doing? Succeed Thought. First of all, peace, love, prosperity to you, to your family, to your loved ones. You feel me? This video, we're going to be talking about why knowing yourself better helps you maneuver through this simulation. And I'm not saying that your life will be easier because I can't speak for anyone outside of myself, right? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what, you feel me? But in the sense of your mindset, I can say that in that sense, your life will be easier because you will not only understand, and understand the thoughts that are yours, your higher selves, your egos, and outside thoughts. So the better you know yourself, the easier it is to maneuver in the simulation. In the simulation, whatever. So, first of all, I just want to say, giving time to yourself, not involving yourself in other people's BS, and being an observer. Now, I realized my mindset. Now I'm talking when I was in middle school and high school. Although yes, I was still a kid. I was still a kid through my ego, and I was very childish through my mindset, and not as mature as I am now. I would be an observer in my classrooms, and I would observe how different people would act and just where their minds were at. Even though I didn't know myself fully at that time, I was still able to see the nonsense within hive-minded people. And overall, just being able to take a step back and observe society for what it thinks it's keeping up with, trends and things like that, social media, I was able to decipher my own truth and decipher for myself through discernment how I wanted to move through my relationships, as in not only romantically, but friends wise as well. And I didn't fully jump into friends until about recently. And what I mean by that is just keeping the company around you that not only helps you evolve into a better being for yourself, but will basically call you out if you're moving a different way, or if you're thinking of doing something that may affect you in the future. You know what I'm saying? Not that I can't do that for myself, but that's the type of company that I want around that's the company I want around myself. And I can't have people around me that idol worship or go through or put themselves through ball worship, football, basketball, soccer, things like that. I can't be around that anymore because it doesn't serve my spirit. It just doesn't serve my spirit and who I want to become, right? So giving that time to yourself not only allows you to make room for your spirit, but it allows you to see different thoughts. Like I said earlier, your higher self's thoughts, if you want to put that label on it, your higher self / future self, your ego's thoughts, outside thoughts. And I used to overthink a lot, to the point where I would go into spirals, and I would just constantly recycle the same embarrassing moment, or thinking of what I could have said in that moment. And now I don't have that as much. Yeah, I may be like, with videos, for example, sorry, I'm stuttering, but with my videos, for example, there's definitely been times where I wish I could go back and say something else, but it's not about that. It's about just being better for the present moment and for my future self presently, right? Because I can't go back and rechange this video title. I could, or edit this video out, or do this or that or this or that. It's about growth, and eventually I will be at that level that I want to be at. But in the past, my past self wanted to be at this level that I am at now in the past. So really every single day I'm just embodying who I want to be for my future self, that I was always meant to become, because I'm giving myself that room for growth. Just the thought of wanting growth, just the thought of wanting to be better for yourself will put you in that alignment, on that frequency, right? And you'll start changing up your music, you'll start changing up your foods, you'll start changing up who you have around you, you'll start changing up who you talk to, really just what you give your energy to. And you may start reading more, you may start waking up and meditating, you may go on a walk. You will be more attracted to do these things that serve you, because not only are you giving time to yourself, like I said, but now you're able to think clearly, with clarity, and you're able to pave the path that was already paved. But I'm saying it like this: you're able to, like what I just said, actually align yourself with your future self. Simple as that. And being creative as well, because when you give time to yourself and you're being creative through, whether it's making videos, or it's thinking of your next tattoo design, or if it's thinking where you want to live next month, next year, next week, tomorrow, where you want to work, and what really just you find passion in. It could be anything. You could be growing food, you could be painting, coloring, the list goes on, right? And when you know yourself better, you won't allow yourself to be swayed through your emotions, and you won't have to face the consequences of your actions. I got hair in my eye. And what I mean by that is, let's say you find out that your girl cheats on you. Yeah, that's gonna suck. That shit is gonna hurt. But it's how you react to the situation. If that girl doesn't want to be with you anymore, you have to accept that. And you have to be like, all right, well, let's keep on moving forward. Because once you move forward, you're not going to be replaying that same script. You're going to grow out of that. And once you grow out of that situation, once you grow out of that mindset, you're now creating space for your higher self. And you're telling yourself, look, I want to be healed from that situation. I want to stop drinking alcohol. I want to stop having friends around me that don't really care for me. I want to stop trying to fit in. I want to just be myself. And when I be myself, that's when I find myself. And that's when I know myself. And that's when nobody can affect me besides myself. Nobody or anything. Because your eyes will lie to you 100% of the time. And what do I mean by that is, basically, these eyes are cameras for the 3D simulation. They're basically VR goggles. And the society that we live in is scripted. It's scripted through gematria. Look into gematria. I have a few videos on that. I have 2 videos on that. I could definitely do more. But basically, words come from numbers. And when you decode certain words into numbers, they will have an alignment. And through that, you can find out not only your future, but it will say your past, it will say currently, and you can do this for other beings as well, corporations, anything. It's getting kind of dark, so I'm gonna try to wrap up this video. So, talking about VR goggles, you want to play the game and not allow the game to control you. And I got that saying from Darius Harrison, but it's an honestly good saying, because that is putting it how it is. If you were playing GTA, why would you let the game control you? Why would you let Franklin's emotions affect you from from doing that heist, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know? You feel me? And when you know yourself, you have higher levels of confidence, and other people can really see that. Other people can tell when you got it like that. Even if you don't got it like that, they will be able to tell. They will see you and they will think, wow, this person is attractive. Wow, this person must have game. This person must, you know, it's really just, it's assumptions. But just by how you look, they can make those assumptions about you. And it may or may not be true. Moving with uncertainty. Moving with uncertainty. I said that weird. Maybe I didn't. But anyways, moving with the knowing that you are loved and you are protected in higher dimensions outside of the 3D. That's how you move with uncertainty. That's how you move into the unknown. Because once you embrace the unknown, that's when everything you ever wanted comes to you. You don't stress. You're not going to stress about your bills. You're not going to stress about the number that you have in your bank account, because you see through this eye, not these eyes. You see through this eye, and you understand that I have infinite abundance and it will come to me. I already have it. It's within me. It's just about me unlocking that within. It's about unlocking those gateways within your mindset. And you don't need faith, because why would you need faith when you have that within yourself? By telling yourself, I'm gonna get through this. Telling yourself, I'm not going to allow my ego to be, I'm not saying don't feel emotions, but feel that emotion and understand where it's coming from. Then alchemize that into basically, how can I respond to the situation in a positive manner, in a loving manner? Sometimes it will be tough love. Sometimes you may need to take care of business, you know? Trusting your higher self rather than your ego / emotions / eyes. So I actually got into this earlier, but these are not your physical eyes. If you look into the neurological pathways of the eyes, and just look up on Google. Okay, so basically the eyes and how they're connected to the brain, and the viewpoint that you get when you look that up on Google, it will literally be the sigil of Lucifer. So what you see is Lucifer. What you see physically is basically Lucifer or Satan, but your mindset would be considered Jesus Christ through Christ consciousness. I'm trying to see this, bro. It's getting dark. Embracing the unknown, trusting yourself aligns you with your internal compass. Your internal compass or your intuition. The way to unlock your intuition is not only to eat healthy, because your stomach is, I'm gonna be honest, it's your first brain. This is the second brain. You have many other brains. You have many other eyes within your vessel. But healing and detoxing your stomach or your first brain will not only help you align yourself with your internal compass, but you will be able to think clearer than before, than what you ever thought you could. You'll see other perspectives, and you'll be like, oh, okay, life is just perspective. This person thinks like this person thinks like this. Well, they're both neither right nor wrong, but you know what aligns with you, right? Yeah, eating clean, thinking straight opens up chakra gateways, and through healing as well. I'm not saying you have to be willing to heal, and that's also a part of thinking clearly and eating clean. But yeah, I mean, that's it for this video. It's getting dark, so I just want to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and learn something new today, whether that may be about yourself or that may be outside of yourself. But if you're learning something outside of yourself, alchemize that back into yourself, because everything is just yourself. That's all. Love y'all. Peace.